Well, this is something that I have recently read on Gaming Vault in regards to Rocksteady potentially returning to the Batman series in terms of video games. And honestly, I feel like that's something that Rocksteady should have done a few years ago because you look at the games that we've gotten within the past couple of years. You look at Gotham Knights from 2022. That was a game that nobody really cared about. And even though some people consider it to be a commercial success, it was something that didn't really get a lot of mainstream attention. A lot of people feel like the ending of the game was disappointing. They felt like the game itself was kind of it felt lackluster and mediocre at best. And then you look at Gotham Knights that we got from 2024, and that was a game that bombed really hard to a point where it cost Rocksteady and Warner Brothers like $200 million. And you look at like the Metascore for both of those games. The Gotham Knights game got a Metascore of 67, and the user score was like 53. And then the Suicide Squad game actually got a lower Metascore of 60 and even lower user score of 3.4. So the Suicide Squad game was actually worse than Gotham Knights. And a lot of people wonder why the hell didn't Rocksteady just make another Batman game or a sequel to Batman Arkham Knight like we wanted them to years ago. And the thing is, like the Suicide Squad game was supposed to be canon, so I'm not exactly sure how Rocksteady would go about developing another Batman game unless it's a prequel to one of the older Batman games they gave us between 2009 and 2015. But if they wanted to make an actual sequel to Batman Arkham Knight, then they would have to make Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League non-canon because honestly, I wish that the whole game never even existed. Like that's how bad that was. It was like to a point where a lot of people want to forget it even happened. Um, it was a game that was overly hyped. It underdelivered. The aesthetics looked bad. It took four members of the Suicide Squad to kill one member of the Justice League, only for them to be smacked around by Wonder Woman. The whole thing was just a complete mess. And I don't know. I feel like after that game came out, that was going to be it for Warner Brothers Games and possibly Rocksteady Studio. But if they do decide to go back to making single player 3D Batman games, then honestly, I do feel like that's something that would draw the interest of many people, of many casuals, of many longtime DC fans. Because there's an old saying, if something's not broken, don't try to fix it. And I don't know, I feel like with like the video games that they've been making recently, they've been trying to shove something down people's throats that no one really asks for. Because after we got Arkham Knight back in 2015, I don't remember people going out of their way for like advocating for like another video game or anything like that related to the Suicide Squad. I don't remember people going out of their way saying that they want to see a Gotham Knights game or anything like that. It's just those are just games that nobody really wanted that kind of just got shoved down our throats, and for the most part they got poor receptions, and rightfully so, because nobody wanted to see it. Everyone knows that in relation to video games, Batman has been the main attraction for the most part. And we're supposed to be getting a Wonder Woman game sometime in the near future. And I don't think it's going to be from like Rocksteady Studios, at least not to my knowledge, but I don't think anybody was really clamoring for that either. And I feel like if any video game company wanted to give Wonder Woman her own game, they should have done it like at least a decade ago. But I digress. As far as a new Batman game is concerned, this is a rumor that I read on Gaming Bolt, and this project is supposed to be. It's something that I guess it's going to see light like years from now. And I don't think it's going to be coming out anytime in the near future because I feel like, Rocksteady for the most part needs to kind of they need to take some downtime to like really develop a solid game because the last two games that they produced were horrible, and the studio sorry, they also like suffered some layoffs as well. So with that being said, they're gonna have to do everything they can to try and regroup and try and put something together that people can sink their teeth into. But but yeah, I'm just shocked that, they didn't realize that, people want to see a Batman game much sooner, because I'm pretty sure that people have been saying that online for years now. But like, I get what they were trying to do. They were trying to build new superheroes and new names that people can get behind in relation to the DC brand. But the thing is, I mean, you don't do it at the expense of, like, the biggest character that, DC has, you know what I mean? And I feel like that's been the case with Batman for quite some time, because in relation to video games, Batman's always had the best games. Superman's games for the most part have been horrible, and the only games that Superman seemed to shine in the past were the Justice League games. So it seems like Superman can't really shine that much outside the Justice League. Same thing can be said for Wonder Woman for the most part. And and I honestly feel like, Rocksteady Studio had a chance to uh, build build a Batman Arkham like, video game with Harley Quinn years ago when she was white hot. But I feel like um that ship has sailed and that they missed the opportunity to do so, because Harley Quinn is not nearly as popular as she was during the mid-teens or the late teens for that matter. So so yeah, I mean, if we're going to get a new Batman game in the future, it makes me wonder whether or not we're going to finally get an Injustice 3 in the future, because that's something I've been waiting to see for years now as well. And even though like the Injustice series for the most part hasn't really done big in terms of commercial sales in the past. The last Injustice game from, I think it came out back in like 2017 or 2018. That sold at least like 1 million in terms of sales. And I feel that if we have like a bigger roster and we have like, a compelling story and like better game mechanics and possibly better aesthetics, Injustice 3 can definitely be an attraction among casuals. But I have no idea whether or not that's going to be a thing. Rocksteady Studio nor Warner Brothers Games has spoken about Injustice 3 at all. In fact, they haven't really mentioned anything about a new Batman game, And what I'm talking about right now, they're just rumors, and hopefully these rumors are true, because I would love to see a brand new Batman game sometime in the future.